Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds. Preemptive strike. Trump name is in the title. What this means is there will be some undesirables in the comments. Now, I'm not calling you an undesirable just because you're a Trump supporter, because there absolutely are undesirable Kamala Harris supporters. I'm calling you an undesirable because for the ones who do behave like uncivilized mutts, who don't understand that there is a way that you can disagree and still be respectful. Some of y'all ain't learned that art yet. That's your mama and your daddy fault. But around here, we do things differently. You ain't got to agree with nothing I say, but disrespect will not be tolerated. If Trump is your boy, march on. If not, march on. Either way, fam, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to get down. I don't care what you do. Live your life, make the decisions that you need to make for yourself and your family, what you think is best for yourself and your family. But as I said, the disrespect will not be tolerated. You will be blocked immediately, and I will drag you. I will disrespect you. I will disparage whatever little minor reputation you do have left. I will destroy you. Moving on. What's up, Serena Santiago? What it do? Mike Dan. Travon Maxellis. East St. Louis is in the house. Sheila Davidson is up in here. What up, Miss Smiley? Stephen Wren, Mississippi. What's up, Sip? President 48, United States. Anna Backyard Garden. What's up, New York? Lee's Love. All right, fam. Going in. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris's campaigns are sparring over whether to mute one of the microphones when it is the other person's turn to speak during the past scheduled debate next month. All right, here is the beef. The Harris campaign said in a statement to BBC's U.S. partner CBS News that it wanted both candidates' microphones to be live throughout the full broadcast. The Trump campaign reportedly wants the ABC debate scheduled for September 10th, to be governed by the same rules agreed when Joe Biden was the Democratic nominee. That would mean the microphones would be muted. The apparent impasse comes as the former president questioned the impartiality of the network and signaled he might even skip the debate. Before President Joe Biden stepped down as the Democratic Party nominee, his campaign agreed with Trump's campaign to participate in 2 debates, one previously scheduled in June on CNN and one to air on ABC News this September. The Biden campaign negotiated the rules for the debate and agreed that the microphone would be muted when a candidate wasn't speaking. The Trump campaign agreed to the rule, which was enforced during the June CNN debate. But now, with just 15 days until the ABC News debate in Philadelphia is scheduled to air, the Harris campaign wants the microphones to be hot, meaning they will never be turned off for the duration of the debate. This would allow the 2 candidates to interrupt and speak over each other on the debate stage. So what Trump got to say about this? He said the vice president is ready to deal with Trump's constant lies. Well, that's what Kamala camp has to say. Say they're ready to deal with Trump's constant lies and interruptions in real time. Trump should stop hiding behind the mute button. Trump, meanwhile, told reporters on Monday that he'd rather have the microphones on during the debate, but said it worked out fine when they were muted on stage with Mr. Biden. He said, "We agreed to the same rules and same specifications. I think that's probably what it should be, but they're trying to change it. The truth is they're trying to get out of it because she doesn't want to debate. She's not a good debater." Family, give me a thumbs up if you think that Kamala is trying to get out of the debate. Is she changing the rules and trying to make up new rules that she knows that Trump is not going to agree with to get out of the debate? Or is Trump stalling? Is he the reason for the impasse? Do you think Trump is trying to get out of the debate because he's afraid of debating Kamala? Give me a thumbs up if you think Kamala is afraid of the debate. Thumbs down if you think Trump. In fact, give me 2 thumbs up if you think Trump is afraid of the debate. My thoughts. Trump actually has an advantage with the mics on. This goes to show you how slow he is. He's trying to compare. He would have wanted the mics to stay on the entire time, the last debate. But because things went so well for him in the last debate with the mics hot, with the mics being turned off when his opponent, Joe Biden, was speaking, or vice versa, he thinks that means that he's really good at debating. And he thinks that it'll be more of the same. What he's underestimating is Kamala Harris is actually going to remember what she said 2 minutes ago. She's going to remember that she's actually on ABC having a worldwide debate against Donald Trump, and she's going to remember to call out his record. The mic remaining hot for the duration of the debate favors somebody like Trump, who is notorious for interrupting people when they're speaking, and not interrupting people when they're speaking to say something poignant, but to say something goofy, to say something stupid, to say something that just to cause confusion, to deflect, right? So he is not going to be able to withstand a full press. He is not going to be able to just stand up there and be quiet the entire time when she's talking. She can do it. He can't. I think the hot mic favors Trump. So I don't understand what his issue is. And maybe he's just jockeying for a position and just trying to throw her off. Maybe he's just trying to cause confusion. You know, you say up, I say down, you say hot, I say cold. Maybe it's one of those type of situations where, you know, in his mind, he probably thinks deep down inside that he does have, and it would be advantageous to him to have those mics hot the entire time. But I'll tell you this though, fam. This is what I think. Here's what I think. So they got different rules because you got a different person. Yes, she's running on the Democratic ticket, but she's a different person than Biden. So she wants different rules. Let's say the debate was ran just like it was with Biden versus Trump, and the mics are muted. That could be a good thing because a lot of these politicians today, they do act uncivilized and they don't know how to actually debate. They talk over each other. They're arguing. I mean, and they talk even when the moderator is giving them multiple warnings, they continue to talk, just ignore the rules. So one could argue that the mic should be muted when the other person is talking to avoid one talking over the other, which is so gut annoying. But I'll tell you, I'll take it a little further, fam. There also needs to be a time limit on the responses. No teleprompter, no audience, and no leaking of questions. Oh, you can put the audience back in, but no leaking of questions. Make them stick their hand in a jar like old school and pull out a question, pull out a random question. No preparation, no practicing. Make both of them answer questions right on the spot. If the questions are about policy, it shouldn't matter who asks the question or who answers the question, right? The American public need answers. We got questions, we need answers. But here's the thing, Trump is notorious for trying to override policy questions. He prefers to challenge the opponent with name calling to throw people off tracks. Name calling and bringing up other people who ain't got nothing to do with the debate. Blaming everybody but himself. Also, his supporters enjoy seeking, they enjoy seeking attention to the extent where they want to see him taking command. They want to see that he's in charge. So they like when they like those little antics that he does. If you ask Trump a question about the border, a typical response would be, well, you know, we're working on that. We did an excellent job in my administration, and we're going to get better. We're going to do it even better next time. And, you know, I tell you what, we've done a lot better than Biden has done. That's a typical response for him. In America, because of the political landscape has sunken so low, It's so ghetto now. It's so trailer park now that all debates should have mics muted so that we can actually hear what the other is saying. They get their turns to debate. You hear this person, what he got to say. You hear this person, what she got to say. It's absolutely reprehensible to hear constant interruptions and arguing between the two people who are vying to lead the country. If we see these two people behaving like uncivilized mutts, what type of trickling down effect do you think that has on the rest of society? This is why you have senators now, Congress members, state reps, governors who talk so reckless and backwoods. They sound like some of those politicians from the 60s, the 50s. Just so damn uncivilized. Personally, I don't think that Kamala Harris is going to knock the debate out the park. I don't think she's going to knock it out the park. I think she'll do it slightly better than Trump, but I do not think that she'll knock it out of the park, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't seen those videos of Kamala Harris rambling, just talking about crazy stuff, and talking in circles. I'm not going to act like there's not video evidence of her out there doing that. These politicians need to learn some decorum. And I'll tell you something else, fam. The debate is really, it's just all talk, really, on the cool, because these people will get up and they'll get in your face and they'll say one thing, and once they get in office, they'll do something totally different. I mean, completely different. I put a video out earlier talking about how Plies was calling out black men who were asking Kamala Harris to explain herself. You know, they wanted her to tell them exactly what she planned to do for the black community. Plies had a problem with that. Plies said, hey, y'all don't ask the white man what he gonna do. Which I responded that Trump ain't got no problem telling people what he's gonna do. His problem is actually doing it. So a lot of them would tell you what they're gonna do. And that's a good start. At least lie to me, make it sound fly to me, So a lot of them would say what they're gonna do, but when it comes to execution, that's a total different thing. Historically, black communities have had to fight for their rights and advocate for their needs to be recognized by political leaders. The tradition of demanding specific commitments from elected officials is rooted in this history. So suggesting that Black people should not ask Kamala Harris these questions might be seen as undermining this tradition of advocacy. I'm totally stumped at anybody who would suggest that you shouldn't ask political candidates what they're going to do for you. I'm totally stumped when someone doesn't require something in exchange for their vote, and you let that be known. Now, here's the thing that we do have to be mindful of. You can't always tell people what you plan to do once you get in, which was evident when Woodrow Wilson lied to Black people when he ran on the Democratic ticket, and he lied to Black people back in the early 1900s. And he pretended to be sympathetic to Black folks' needs. And then the moment that he got in office, he put the hammer down on Jim Crow. I mean, he just was like law after law after law after law, setting Black folks back. I mean, he got them good. So sometimes, depending on what it is, especially if it's something really, really major, and you got your mind on doing it, you may not want to let people know that that's what you're going to do until you get in office and you have the actual power to do it. Because if you tell people too soon what you're going to do, they may try to thwart it. But still, asking questions of leaders is a way of for communities to empower themselves. You got to ask the questions. Asking those questions allows the people to voice their concerns, set agendas, and ensure that their issues are prioritized. If you discourage these questions, one could easily argue that, let's say, Plies is inadvertently discouraging civil or civic engagement. No one is beyond scrutiny. No one is beyond scrutiny. Not Kamala, not Donald Trump. No one. Hell, if I can be scrutinized, they can be scrutinized. If everybody within the sound of my voice can be scrutinized, they can be scrutinized. This debate, fam, is going to come down to just one long argument, like an hour-long argument. That's it. The debate ain't gonna change nothing. It's just really entertainment, because everybody that's gonna look, fam, a debate wouldn't make me change my mind about who to vote for. A debate is not going to make me change, because I already know. If you don't know the issues by now, you're not. A debate can't help you. Everybody should already know who they're voting for by now. You should know the issues. You've had plenty of time to get familiar with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. You know who each one of these people are. You've seen both of them respond to policy and express policy. You know their personalities. So you should already know who you're going to vote for. And I don't think if you already know who you're going to vote for, the debate ain't going to change your mind. It's just like when Biden ran. There were people that were saying, man, I'll vote for a dead Biden before I vote for Donald Trump. I'd rather vote for Biden's corpse before I vote for Donald Trump. And there were people that was going to vote for Donald Trump was still going to vote for him anyway. Emmanuel P., I do not think that people are even interested in asking Donald Trump what he's going to do for the Black community because they're not voting for him anyway. The people who are asking Kamala mostly, some just asking questions because they don't like her and they're just asking questions anyway. It doesn't matter to them. They're not voting for her anyway. But the majority of people who are asking just want they want some assurance. They want to make sure that that she's going to be, in their corner, So they just want some assurance. Yeah, come on, man. Give me a nod. Give me a little, throw me a bone, man. Let me know you're down with me, baby. Let me know something, baby. Come on, now give me something. Nobody cares what Trump. Majority of people that's voting for Kamala don't care what Trump got to say, especially Black folks, because we know that he ain't for us. We know for a fact. We've already seen Donald Trump, what 4 years of Donald Trump presidency looks like. We've already seen it. For those of you who don't know what a Donald Trump presidency looks like, allow me to illustrate. Wake up early in the morning on Twitter, just fighting on Twitter. Mr. President, we need you to come out and speak to the nation. Let me fire this last tweet off right quick about this mother of this football player who decided he didn't want to stand for the national anthem. That's what Trump look at. That's what a Trump presidency looks like. Petty. The dude refused to take security meetings. He didn't want to take some security briefs because he thought he knew better than the people who were trained in that field. He thought he already knew. He don't need to be briefed. He already know all the answers. Let me be clear. I'm not crazy about voting for Kamala Harris, but I subscribe to the anybody but Trump philosophy. Anybody but Trump. Where those Trump supporters at? Where y'all at? I know y'all looking over me. I know y'all over there looking like this. I know y'all mad, but you ain't gonna change my opinion. You ain't gonna change it. I don't care what you say. Over there looking at me y'all mad. It ain't gonna change nothing. Anybody but Trump. Trump is literally one of the worst human beings ever born. That's right, I said it. He's one of the worst human beings ever born, one of the worst things to ever happen to America. Because he did a whole lot to set us back socially. He did a whole lot to set us back in terms of race relations, in terms of unity. He did a whole lot to set this country back. He one of the worst human beings ever. And I say human being very cautiously when I speak on him. Closer to an it, that thing or something like that. But yeah, he one of the worst human beings ever born. This dude had so much hate in his heart while he was running around taking pictures with black folks, black celebrities and stuff. Y'all think taking a picture with a black celebrity is enough to prove that you're not a racist. Good Lord. Anyway, fam, while he's running around taking pictures with black celebrities, at the same time, he's being sued for discriminating against black people who were trying to become tenants at his apartment complex. At the same time, he's running around taking pictures with black celebrities. He's spending $85,000 of his own money to take out a 4-page ad in the New York Times to ask for the death penalty for 5 innocent black boys and Hispanic and an Hispanic, four black boys and 1 Hispanic boy. 5, the Central Park 5. He called for the execution of these boys who were innocent. They were innocent of raping a white woman, but they were railroaded by the system. The prosecutor eventually had to resign. She was one of the worst of the worst. They all got exposed. All of the corruption eventually came out. It got exposed thanks to the producers of that Netflix special. I think it's called When They See Us or They Don't See Us or something like that. But they did these boys dirty, ruined their lives. They were exonerated. Even after they were exonerated, Trump refused to apologize, and he would not retract his statements. He would not acknowledge that those were, he continued to say that they were guilty. You know who else do that? Prosecutors. Because they don't want to be exposed. They want those wins. They don't want to be questioned. Does that sound like somebody that's for the black community with all of this injustice that go on in the black community, which Trump actually have recognized with the disproportionate arrest, convictions, sentencing that go on against black folks? Trump had an opportunity, since y'all say he cares so much, he had an opportunity to do something about it. And when he did, he chose to be on the other side of history. He chose to attack. He chose to spend $85,000. Yeah, let me ask you something. If there was 5 white boys who had been arrested, let's say they were innocent. Let's say they didn't have no information whatsoever to convict them boys. If that had been 5 white boys, even if they did it, if they had them on video, if they had a video of them doing it, do you think Trump would have taken out a 4-page ad? You think he would have spent $85,000 on a 4-page ad to call for the execution of those 5 white boys? See, you Trump supporters, you ain't gonna answer that question because you know what the answer is. You ain't gonna answer that question because you know damn well he wouldn't. So that's why I be on Trump head. Because it don't matter about the optics with me. It don't matter what comes out of his mouth. I watch his actions. I know he a bona fide racist. And taking pictures with Jim Brown or Mike Tyson or any black person that's famous ain't gonna make me change my mind. Slave owners took pictures with their slaves. Does that mean they loved them? Does that mean they cared about them? Nah. They were savage toward those people. Savage. Monsters. Somebody say, well, Trump was a Democrat. Well, you know, he was a Democrat, then now you're a Republican. When you hear people saying all that old Democrat, Republican fam, it just goes right back to the same old thing I always say. It's about opportunity. When people switch parties, most of the time they switch parties because they saw a better opportunity for them. And that opportunity usually about money. It has nothing to do with their values and morals. It's about money. That's why Candace Owens flipped. Because a check came with her switching parties. A check came with that. Trump switched because a check came with him switching. He was a Democrat because he was getting paid. As long as the money was good as a Democrat, it was good. But when he saw a bigger opportunity to switch with the Republicans, he switched. It was about money. It had nothing to do with his values. He's the same person. Everybody around him tell you he acts the same way. He's the same person. So it was an opportunity. He took it. Crypto Chad, what up? Sanjay, what's up? What's up? Dominique Everett. Louis Malone. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Darlene Jackson. Okay, I got me one. Goraro14 said, Democrats started the KKK and the Republicans fought to end slavery. Get your facts straight. Goraro, let me tell you something, small mind. First and foremost, that comment that you're making is the same old worn-out, regurgitated, empty comment that millions of you people like you make all the time. You need to really get you a better talking point because y'all sound all the same. Y'all all seem like y'all just go to a certain page or something and y'all copy and paste y'all comments. You the same one that make them same kind of comments about the 13%. Hey, look at the 13% again. I go to 13% again. The Democrats and the Republicans are the same people. That's why it ain't nothing but a name. Let me, since you elementary, let me break it down for you in an elementary way. Let's say there's 2 football teams. One team, let's say, I'm gonna use Texas teams. One team is called the Dallas Cowboys. The second team is called the Houston Texans. One team is the Cowboys, one team is the Texans. Let's say they switch names. And now the Texans are the Cowboys. And the Cowboys team are now calling themselves the Texans. The Texans used to be the Cowboys. They used to be named the Cowboys. It's the same team. They just switched names. Dummy. You get it now? It's the same team. They just switched names. Good God. I tell you, boy, the dumbest people on the planet resides on the internet. They switched names. Yeah, they didn't switch roles. They switched names. You don't forfeit your history because you switched your name. If I got a robbery on my record, the robbery don't go away because I changed my name. I still got a robbery. I still robbed somebody. Nah, man. You know, that wasn't me, man. That was Robert did that. Wait a minute, man. Wasn't your name Robert? And you call yourself Willie D now, but you was Robert. So you saying that you didn't rob, that was Robert that robbed it. And you saying that you and Robert the same person. Is Willie D and Robert the same person? Okay, you robbed them people. So let me say it again for the ones in the back. But the Democrats started the KKK. The Republicans freed. The Republicans. You got 2 teams. One team called themselves the Cowboys. Another team called themselves the Texans. If they switch names and the Texans are now calling themselves the Cowboys and the Cowboys are now calling themselves the Texans, do the history of what each one of those groups go away? Does the history go away or does it remain intact? The same group is responsible for doing whatever they did, no matter how they changed their name, what they changed their name to. Dummy. Let me tell you something, fam. Some people are really, 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 really slow for real. Others, they know what it is, but they just use those talking points, hoping that you ain't smart enough to figure it out. But most of them, don't get me wrong, most of them slow like that for real. Most of them stupid. They dumb like, keep in mind, fam, something got to be wrong with you for real if you follow Donald Trump. I'm not saying if you follow somebody else like Kamala or Biden, something couldn't be wrong with you. But I'm saying if you follow Trump, something is definitely wrong with you. Because Trump is dumb. His own sister called him dumb. His own sister. His sister. Look. Not me. His bloodline. His sister. They got the same mom and daddy. They grew up in the same house. And his sister said he's slow. She said she used to do his homework for him. She took his test for him when he was in college. He's slow. He dumb. Well, he can't be that dumb. He got all that money he inherited. How many times have y'all looked at some rappers out there who got a bunch of money and y'all say, oh, he's slow. She's slow for real. Now, how is it that you can distinguish when a rapper is slow, but you can't distinguish when a politician is slow or a businessman is slow? The rapper got millions of dollars too. So why is it that the rapper's slow, but the businessman ain't slow? There's people out there who have millions of dollars inherited, passed down. Sometimes they win the lottery, or sometimes they hit the lottery by being in the right place at the right time, and the money just come in. Sometimes you got enough talent to put out a hit song. Next thing you know, you get money. Money coming in from all different places. You may not even be able to necessarily manage the money right. Now, it's going to take a whole lot for you to end up not being broke, because if you don't have money management skills, it's going to be a problem. So you're going to have to probably get lucky and have somebody around you who's going to help and look out for you. But most of those type of people, they're going to make a whole bunch of bad business decisions, like Trump makes all the time. Yeah, he got a few wins under his belt, but he got a lot more losses. But y'all don't want to have that discussion. Y'all don't want to talk about that bankrupt university where he took the money and ran. You don't want to talk about all those failed businesses. You don't talk about that. Dominic says, dude bankrupt a casino. You damn right he did. He should be in jail for that. But once again, he escapes justice. I wonder why. Laffy Taffy, are you a bot or something? Asking the question, can black people govern themselves? There's already bona fide proof that black people can govern themselves. We've already done it right here on this soil, on American soil. It's already been proven. It's already been done. There are actually a few towns in this country right now that's popping up where there has been a movement where black people are doing the same thing all over again. Remember, we did it in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, and they came through and they destroyed those townships all over the country. They like to talk about Tulsa a lot, but Tulsa was just one of the more famous and recognized cities. All over the country, black people would govern themselves because we couldn't do business with white folks. So we had to do it ourselves. We had to go for ourselves. So we had segregation. So black people did everything. Black people owned police departments, owned the police department, hospitals, banks, schools, ran the schools, transportation, everything that you can think of that people, clothing, clothing manufacturing, companies, everything that you can think of, the newspapers, everything that you can think of that black people need, you had a black person who they could go to get it from. And then out of jealousy, all of those strides, all of those advancements were taken away. They were methodically taken away by force, rioting, murder. Yeah. With the help of the government. Hell, as you mean, can black people govern themselves? Black people govern themselves before anybody else governed themselves. Better go out and learn your history, get you some history lessons. That's why they don't want the history taught in schools. Yeah, we had it all, man. Talking about, can we govern ourselves? Everything you can think of, we had it. We didn't need, our biggest mistake was integration. Because it made a lot of black people say, you know what, I'm gonna go over here because, you know, they ice colder. But also with integration came the systematic destruction of black businesses. So it wasn't just, they like to try to make it seem like black people just all of a sudden just stop supporting black businesses when they had an opportunity to go and support white businesses and do business with white folks or eat at white restaurants or whatever. That's not the case. The biggest reason why a lot of those businesses failed because they were systematically destroyed. They were government systematically destroyed those businesses. And some of it much of it still goes on today. You try to open up a club, try to open up a nightclub. Here they come. Oh, the first part gonna be, that's the easy part. But then once you get in, you spend your money and you get in. Now they riding around, messing with you about the noise, messing with you about the number of people that's inside. I've been to a lot of different places that are not predominantly black. And I've been in some of these places and I see the crowd overflowing. I see the walls are swelled because of all of the people that are inside. I can look at it and tell that it's a fire hazard. But miraculously, you'll never see the police chief or the fire chief run up in there and make people evacuate. Right in Houston, on a street called Richmond, you can ride down Richmond and there are clubs in the daytime where the music is just blaring, the music is loud. And this is mixed use area, so businesses and residential. These places, these establishments don't have any issue with noise complaints. They never have issues with noise complaints. You never see the police coming in there hounding them. You never see health inspectors and all that. See, this is how they systematically get you. They always do it with the law. They always weaponize the law to try to destroy black folks. That's how they've always done it. And they still continue to play that game to this day. I forgot the black woman who started a hotel. I think she was in North Carolina. This black woman, this billionaire black woman, was trying to get a hotel, buy a hotel. It took her 10 years for them to actually permit her to go ahead and build. 10 years. And even once she got it, she had to go jump through hoops to open up her hotel. Now, imagine how many other black folks went through that same process but quit before she did. Quit because they just wore them down, just wore them down. Imagine. This is what we go through. Because America has an anybody but black mentality, meaning that anybody can live here, anybody can build here, anybody can own this, own that, but blacks. That's the mentality. Now, prove me wrong. You don't like when I say it. I know you don't, but prove me wrong. Prove that I'm lying. Back in the Gap in 1990, Ghetto Boys, that's 34 years ago, Ghetto Boys had a new deal with Rick Rubin. With Rick Rubin new label, Deaf American. Deaf American had a distribution deal with Geffen Records. Geffen Records told Rick that they was not going to distribute our album because of the content. They said it was misogynistic, it was too much profanity, called it racist. This is our self-titled album, Ghetto Boys. But Geffen Records were the same company that was distributing Guns N' Roses. And you know what kind of music they have. They're the same label or the same record label and distribution company that was distributing Andrew Dice Clay. Andrew Dice Clay. You know how he feel about women. You know how he feel about race and all these type of things. You know what he says. But they ain't had no problem distributing his stuff. But they had a problem distributing ours. To Rick Rubin's credit, Rick Rubin said, and we moved on over and did a deal with Priority. But Rick Rubin took his whole label and gave Geffen Records the middle finger. Geffen problem with Ghetto Boys was that Ghetto Boys was free-spirited and we moved like free men. We spoke like free men. We challenged the system. We stood up to the system. We spoke like free men. They couldn't control us. So they tried to destroy us. That's what they do. They didn't have a problem with Guns N' Roses using the N-word, but they had a problem with the Ghetto Boys, which really y'all know ain't no problem. They don't mind that. They don't mind that N-word, man. That's if they could come out with a hit list right now of words that cannot be used in music, the committee that would vote on it, they would vote to actually keep the N-word. They would actually vote to say, you know what? This word got to go. This word got to go. Get rid of the R word. Get rid of the P word. Get rid of the D word, the R word. And somebody going to say, get rid of the N word. No. Don't get rid of that one. We like that word. Don't get rid of the N word. Marcellus, what's up? Last Poets. Yep, Last Poets was dope. You know who else was dope? The Watch Prophets. So a lot of y'all don't know about those Watch Prophets. Watch Prophets was dope. Trying to find a pic of the Watch Prophets. Shout out to Omni Hamilton. Let's see. Watch Prophets. I'm going to share my screen with y'all right quick. Ooh, where is it? Watch Prophets. Share screen. Watch Prophets. Here they are. It's Watch Prophets, fam. See if I can. Not too much right there. Doing too much. Let's see. The one on the right here, that's Omni Hamilton. He's the only surviving member. Let's see if I can find a picture of Omni today. Look at that. I never seen that picture. That's that's dope. Watch Prophets. I go Omni in the middle. See right there, y'all? That's my guy right there. The only surviving member of the Watch Prophets. Let's see if I can find a recent picture of Omni. Let's see. That's him, but let me see if I can get something more recent. Oh, here's a recent picture. That's Omni Hamilton right there. The real godfather of rap. Yeah. Shout out to Omni and the Watch Prophets. Some of the best to ever do it. So let's get back to this debate, fam. Let's say a debate was to go down. Let's say they actually have the debate. If it went down today, who do you think would win? Thumbs up if you think Kamala Harris would run away with it. 2 thumbs up if you think Trump would win the debate. Let's see where y'all at. Give me a thumbs up if the debate was held today. Who would win? 1 thumbs up for Kamala, 2 thumbs up for Trump. Nightbreaker, Trump. Marlon, Trump. China, Kamala. Marcus, Kamala. Millette, Trump. Holly, Kamala. Mo Beasley, Roxanne. Lewis, Paul, Derek, Aset, Kamala, Keyshawn, Kamala, Julie, Kamala, D. Gallagher, Kamala, Bill, Kamala, Osiris, Kamala, Damon, Kamala, Lane, Kamala, Trevon, Kamala, Shuvis Robinson, Trump, Hannibal, Kamala, Deacon, Trump, Derek, Kamala, 6'2" Doll, Kamala, Michael, Kamala. So the majority of y'all believe that if the debate was held right now, today, that Kamala Harris would run away with it. Again, fam, I think the debate is just pure entertainment. I don't think it's going to change anybody's opinion. We already know that it definitely is not going to waver Trump supporters at all. Like, he already said it, that he could kill somebody on the middle of Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for him. And it is true. You can't shake them. They have decided that's their dude. It's something about this stank-faced dude that they love to death. They're not going to change no matter what you say about them, no matter how many convictions he have. Dude is a 34-time felon. Typically, if somebody was a felon, but you cannot put the shoe on the other foot. And if Kamala Harris had a felony, even if it was a felony from when she was in the 6th grade, man, they'd be on her like, felon, you're gonna make a felon the president of the United States. We're a nation of laws. We're a nation of laws. Trump, Trump, Trump. So yeah, it's definitely a double standard. Ain't no way possible any man other than a white man could run for president and have 34 felonies. 30 have been convicted of 34 felonies and more cases pending. More cases are pending against him. They're not even done charging him. Well, they're done charging him, but they're not done with his trials. They're not done putting him on trial for his crimes. And he's the front runner for a major party to be the president of the United States, the so-called nation of laws. But we already know how that goes. So it don't matter what he says. Now, Kamala, on the other hand, she has more to lose because the people that's going to vote for her, they're not as loyal. They don't have that type of blind loyalty that Trump's supporters have. Not well, I guess some of them do, but some of them don't. Many of them don't. So if she don't perform well, it could make somebody decide that they're not going to vote at all or they're going to vote for Trump. But the people that are voting for Trump have already decided they're going to vote for Trump. They're going to vote for him no matter what. So the debate at this point is just academic. It's not going to change anything about people's perspective of either candidate. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, fam, unless there's more breaking news today, I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Until then, no more talk.